What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I hope everybody out there is having a great and wonderful day. I'm going to try to keep this kind of brief. It's going to be an overview of my last week, actually the weekend and today. But I've got the pneumonia or something, so I'm going to try to keep it brief, but I think y'all would be interested in how the week went, and I'm going to start trying to do these occasionally. It's just a lot quicker for me to do them like this, so if y'all don't appreciate the audio, I'm sorry, and I'll try to do better when I can, but you know, when you're crunched for time, you do the best that you can with the equipment that you got. So here we go. Started off Monday over in Jacksonville delivering at some kind of facility over there. It's a warehouse or something, storage facility. But they store all kinds of stuff, 18-wheeler trailers and flatbeds full of stuff. I mean, stuff just all off the wall stuff. But they actually have some areas where they can stack dry van freight inside containers for storage. But I was there. I got a load from C.H. Robinson, $1,800 to go over to Jacksonville. I got over. Well, I started off at the port in Houston, and that was awful. But we won't go there. But I got to Jacksonville, started my week off in Monday morning in Jacksonville, and I didn't have a reference number to get into the facility, and they would not let you in without a reference number. So long story short, I know, thank you, 7 hours later I get a reference number, but on top of that they want it to be dropped on the yard so they can store it. I'm like, no, that's my trailer. So another long story short, they finally unloaded me and put the stuff in a container and signed my bills, and I was gone. And still fighting for that detention, by the way. So I have to invoice them separately for that detention whenever it gets approved. And, you know, if it don't get approved, I will be glad to let all of y'all know about that. But, so that cost me my next two loads, of course. And for my schedule to work, I need to load the same day. I got on the load board and I searched and I searched and I searched, and luckily I found an Uber load. Uber saved the day. Found that Uber load to go over to Alexandria. Wasn't the best money, but I was able to pick it up that night and run on over with it. So I made it all the way home Tuesday morning. I stayed home Tuesday, got up Wednesday morning, went and delivered that load in Alexandria for Pepsi. It was great. I mean, it went really well. Only thing is about going to Alexandria, Louisiana, unless you're picking up at the P&G over there, you pretty much got a deadhead, a couple hundred miles. So I had to deadhead to Westlake to get a load to go back to the east. I got one going to Spartanburg, South Carolina through Roar Logistics. It was some kind of like 40, 50 pound bags of powder on pallets. It went pretty well. But I was actually back home the same day, Wednesday night. So I got to stay home Wednesday night and then left back out Thursday morning headed towards South Carolina. But I had an ABS light that came on and would not go off, y'all. So I had to go through my friend's shop there in Brookhaven, Mississippi, Freightliner Empire. Y'all give them a shout. And luckily they were kind of slow because, you know, in the market right now everybody's kind of slow. And they were able to get me in and check my ABS. Turns out the ABS light saved the day because that ABS system picks up if you have a brake problem. Well, one of the springs had broken inside the drum. I had no idea. So one of the brakes was not even working. They fixed that. Wheel seal was leaking on the inside barely, but it was probably enough to mess with that ABS sensor. Anyway, the ABS light did save the day because I had a pretty major problem happening in that wheel. And they fixed me up, got me going. Yeah, it was almost $1,300, but same day service, got me in and out. I cannot thank them enough. I managed to get my load delivered in South Carolina on time in Spartanburg. Then after that, so that load went great. I got another load I picked up in North Carolina for Uber. That's the one I'm on right this minute. This load goes down another way you can keep your fuel bill in check in these down market is to run a little lighter weight freight and run slower so you can conserve fuel if you can make the clock work. But I've run pretty slow this week, and by the time I get home from my 34, I'm only going to have like 6 or 7 hours left for the week, so I burned it up pretty good this week. But yeah, this one's going to deliver Monday morning in Conroe, Texas. Then I will grab another load and head back to the east. Hopefully a freight hub, either Jacksonville, Savannah, Port Wentworth, or Atlanta, Charlotte, somewhere over there where I know I can get a load coming back west. And I pick up and deliver on the same day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But long story short, I get over there to get that load for Uber, and Uber is got the wrong address. The wrong address, yep. So 3 hours later, I get the right address, which puts me getting at the facility at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, thank the good Lord, they stay open till 10, and they're not hard on appointments, so they loaded me. I was in and out of there an hour and a half. I was actually hoping to stay for 2 hours, that way I could have got, stopped my sleeper a little bit, but hey, I'll take it. They got me loaded, and I headed out, and I ran all the way down to Tuscaloosa. Got down to Tuscaloosa and took it down my 10 hour, and now is where we're at, headed toward my home for my 34, which I'll get just barely because my week was so messed up. I'll have 34 hours and I'll have to leave the house at like 4 a.m. Monday morning, headed toward Conroe. So that's going to be fun, right? But all in all, for the week, the Uber load to Alexandria was $1,319. The Roar Logistics load was $1,800. And the Uber load was $1,642, but that was after the extra $50 for them dropping the address wrong, because it started off at $1,592, and just to keep the truck moving, I took a little bit lower rate. So all in all, for the week, we made $47.61. So after all my expenses, after everything, I should have around $1,000 left profit. And that's a lot of running. That is 2,600 paid miles. That's not including my dead end, so it's probably right at a 3,000 mile week, or 47.61. But when the rates are down, you got to work a little harder to make that gross revenue to pay all the bills and to make a little bit at the end of the week. Now, it'd be a little bit harder if I had a driver, because I wouldn't make near about as much off the truck. And a driver, you get exhausted running like this. You have to really work the clock to make that drop, pick, drop, pick, drop, pick on those same days. But I can see, because last week my gross was 5,200 for about the same miles. And if I can keep that momentum going every week, that's almost $20,000 a month, which would put me in a better position when rates do go up. I won't be hurting so bad, and I believe they'll go. It may be fall, but rates are going to return. This recession that we got, freight or economy, whichever one you choose to pick, it's going to pass. And when it does pass, on the other side, we're going to be going to the moon with rates. I hope and pray. I'm all about it. But I'm going to hang in there until they come and knock me out my chair. I'm going to hang in there and keep on pushing and keep on running. And if y'all need any help about the design of this running plan, y'all can work it Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday maybe. But it's hard to get freight on Sundays. You can do it in dry van. It's really easy to get off kilter, but you need to deliver in the morning, pick up in the evening, and run it. You use your split sleeper a lot of days running like this, but it can help you get the revenue up where it needs to be, because you got to have money to pay your bills. And that's $1.83 for just the paid miles right there, and that was hard, but I searched the loads hard. You know, I wash all the load boards. I got all my tools out, and I'm searching and I'm working until I find the best freight possible going in the direction that I need to go. Now, there are some loads that pay better going in other directions, but when you get there, you don't have nothing to bring you back to a area that's got proper